Hello Really Rubbish Racing fans, welcome to Estoril for round 3 of the International Masters of Formula R 2.0 season. I am Campbell, I am joined by Nick.
Good afternoon everyone.
And it was basically a clean sweep for the defenders last week, but they're not here this week, they're both unavailable to take part.
Yeah, it leaves a lot of it's a golden opportunity for their rivals.
Definitely, Junior Motorsport and the offenders will be around. This is round 2, or event 2, rounds 3 and 4. We're in Manicourt in France next time out, and here is a map of the circuit. Another tight and twisting circuit without much in the way of overtaking spots.
No, you've only really got the run down to turn 1 to really get past anyone. Anywhere else would be very opportunistic.
Yes, yeah, you'd have to lunge and hope to have the cooperation of the driver you're with. Mr. Flobadol makes his season debut. He's a vastly experienced driver, of course, but this is his first time in these cars. And also joining him for the first time in these cars is Berwellian, the second Kaibutsu driver, having a bit of a moment over the grass. He struggled towards the end of last season, but he will be hoping to get going. And Flavoury Rug joins in this season as well.
Yeah, it's good to see the second JV driver come in, because he's usually quite competitive.
Definitely. And here's the championship. As you can see, Blairy and Kimster are 1 and 2 ahead of Ollie K, but neither of the top two are here. And currently in 10th is Croffy on 2 points. And in the teams, the defenders have already got a commanding lead, but they're certainly not out of reach of Junior Motorsport.
No, certainly not.
And in the independents, Blair 1 are ahead of Animal Racing, but Animal Racing are not here. And this is Ollie K's pole lap. Nick, would you like to take us round?
Yeah, so here we're coming down the long first straight. Very hard braking into turn 1. It's a very tight corner. And let's open it up down now for the next turn. Sweeping right-hander here. And then you've got a little bit of time to breathe for the next right-hander.
These two corners, it's remarkably easy to spin out on.
Yes.
Eager on the throttle.
Yeah, so a lot of these corners at Estoril, you think you can get on the throttle early, and then if you do so, you find out that you actually really can't.
Definitely. Back straight, another potential overtaking move if you're faster than the car in front into this left-hander.
It's not a lot of room, so if you do decide to make a move, you've got to have a lot of cooperation from the other person.
You definitely do.
Into another long right-hander.
And
before
a kink is the chicane of death. First gear through here. It's extremely tight.
Yes, I expect we'll be seeing a lot of people making trips across those little gravel traps there.
I can imagine we will be seeing plenty of that. And into the final corner, it is flat, but it's right on the verge. If you are following another car, you get an awful lot of understeer, the drivers have been reporting. And that can cause the car to wash out towards the outside, and the wall is quite unrelenting there.
Yeah, so we've seen from Ollie K the best way to take that on your own, but we'll see how they manage with everyone else on the track at the same time. And
Kove Amalia has hit problems between qualifying and race. Kove Amalia qualified towards the back and has been very unfortunate to not make the start, so his season debut will have to wait for the time being. As the remainder of the cars line up on the grid, you have Ollie K on pole. Not entirely unsurprising. Race Pro UK is top of the independents.
So Flavoury there on row 4, first time out. He will hope to be catching up to his teammate pretty soon.
Yes, he won't like having over nearly 8 tenths of a second rather to J Coops.
And we bring up the rear here.
And Kofamalia, as we said, is not going to make the start, unfortunately. So
that is a shame.
That leaves, but Don Matteo has row 8 to himself, and he's the sole fire cruiser in the race. And we see both the offenders there, and I believe we're just waiting on Ollie K to join the grid.
Fashionably late, as befits the pole sitter.
Of course. Well, he'll be wanting to make sure his tyres aren't too cold from waiting on the grid for too long. There he is.
There he is.
And so the red lights are about to come on, and that is that Burwellian jumping the
Oh, it's a
start in
jump
the
start.
background. Well, anyway, the red lights are on, and they're green, and one of the defenders' cars left behind at the start. Ollie K's made a very good start. Jay Coops is challenging for second, and Burwellian, who we saw jumping the start, has fallen to the back as they go into turn 1. It's all very tight, and one of the junior motorsport cars bouncing over grass.
And Javery got into second.
He's
He's
challenging, but he's being challenged by one of the, and that's Tommy WTF1 having a spin into the barriers. No damage done by the looks of things, and he'll continue on, but that'll have cost him many places this early in the race.
These cars appear to be very nervous, even with a high fuel on board already.
Yes, until their tyres get up to temperature, they can be extremely unpredictable to drive.
So it's flogging up.
Challenging by Junior with what I suspect is Croffy behind, but Ollie K leads up at the front, and
He's got a bit of breathing space, but not too much.
just a little, although Jay Coops, we can expect to hound him for the duration of the race. That is how these things tend to go. The two have fought over race victories in the past, notably at Brands Hatch last season, where Jay Coops won by the tiniest margin. There's a spinner in the background.
Oh,
Is that Burwellian? I think it is.
it looks like it.
Down with the blue helmet and noseband. And Danger Dave coming through the chicane last. And here we are on board with PY James, following Jay Coops. This is PY James attempting to challenge for second, which he held briefly on lap 1.
He had a little look.
And down the inside,
he
locks up. And doesn't quite make it stick.
No.
That was an ambitious move there.
I think he decided to go for that at the very last minute there.
Either try to overtake or hit the back of the car in front, I suspect you're right. And the battle for second between By Junior, Mr. Flobrob, Croffy, and now Tommy WDF1 rages up behind.
You can see from Tommy's on board here. So,
And Mr. Flobrob spun into the middle of the track and collects Lynn. Hopefully no damage done to either car, and he'll get away again, but that is not an ideal start. I think he just got a bit too greedy on the power.
yeah, look, he just speared straight to the left, and once he did that, it was
Unfortunately,
always going to be hard to save the car.
yes, and is that Croffy spinning now? I believe it is.
It is. And that's let Tommy through.
It has, so several cars getting caught out in the sweeping corners at Estoril. As
Tommy's
I
now...
believe that's Dan Thorne challenging
Oh,
Race
Dan
Pro
Thorne
UK,
on Race Pro.
followed by Lynn and somebody else. I couldn't. And Lynn's been spun by Mr. Flobodov. Those two making contact for the second time in a lap.
Yeah, they're not really having the best opening lap here.
No, and there's a replay from Mr. Flobodov's point of view, and just caught out by the speed differential of the car in front.
Yeah, Flobodov trying to recover from his spin, not realising the car in front takes a much slower line for that corner.
But he waited up and allowed the Lynn through, which is what you're supposed to do all the time.
It's always good to see.
Yes, it's good to see the respect between the drivers there. And this is Flavoury Rug challenging, I believe, AGOK in the Soul Power car. McCoy is unfortunately unavailable this weekend. And AGOK
Gonna have a little look.
looks from that shot like he's still running an awful lot of wing. He was running a lot of wing at Algarve last time out, and it looks like he's much the same this time. But
Yes, he's probably added all that on because he's just not happy with the car being so loose as it is, let alone running a trimmed out downforce. That's Race Pro.
that is Race Pro. Oh, and collected by Mr.
Oh.
Flobodob.
So that's 3 incidents from Mr. Flobodov in a space of 2
Race
laps.
Pro beached, or is he just waiting? And just puts a wheel on the grass, defending from Dan Thorne. And he's got it out of there.
Yeah, it looked like he got too far out, tried to save it, and then just hit the grass, as you said.
An unfortunate incident there. It's surprisingly easy to do, and these being fairly powerful rear-wheel drive cars, as soon as you put a rear wheel on the grass, you're pretty much history.
Battle for second place.
Still rages. J Coop still holds on, and battle for fourth still rages, with AGOK hanging on and ahead of Flavoury Rug.
Oh, and he's gone wide there, but
kept it on the track.
Kept it on. Now is Flavoury going to be able to? No, he's not really being able to make anything of that.
These corners come one after the other. It's unless you're much faster than the car in front in these sections, it's very difficult to get alongside.
See, Flavoury's taking a much tighter line for these corners.
And PY James challenging J Coops and has a spin and is overtaken by that battle for fourth and by Junior and by Tommy WTF1. Croffy seems to fall off the back of that group. He was right with him at one point.
That's right, had to be very careful there because it's a blind corner with the barrier.
And he would feel the wrath of the stewards if he speared across and took somebody else out. Better to be safe than sorry.
Definitely so. So Flavoury still having AGOK, seeing if he can pressurise him into some kind of mistake.
Flavoury Rug will be feeling the effects, and you can see the understeer he's having in that car.
Yeah.
As a result of the effects of the turbulent air from AGOK's car, just robbing him of grip. And that really does prevent you getting close in the run to turn one.
There's a little peak, but not really close enough there. Just makes himself...
Nothing really going on. Oh! A half spin, but saves it, but by Junior will get past there. And that takes the pressure off AGOK. And I believe that moves AGOK up into third place.
Yeah, so very good running for him so far.
Definitely. But this is PY James recovering from his incident. He'll be disappointed that he threw away after his body. Is that smoke coming right back of PY James's car?
Yeah. Is something rubbing across the ground, or maybe a bit of oil coming out?
Presumably, you have to hope it's nothing serious, because he has had engine failures in previous seasons and they have proved quite terminal, but that was black smoke on those occasions. This seems to be white smoke, so not clear what it is, but I imagine he'll be on the radio to his engineers trying to work out the cause.
Yeah, sometimes you just do get a little bit of leaks and it clears up, but it doesn't look like it's doing that, and still makes a place up.
Yes, Tommy WT1 has a moment on the corner before the chicane, allows PY James through as Ollie K sets the fastest lap, a 1 minute 32.8. Fast as ever.
If anything, that problem looks like it's getting worse for PY.
It certainly does. Tommy W1 is driving into a smoke screen.
You can see he's slightly positioned himself so it doesn't cover his visor, otherwise he won't really be able to see where he's going.
He'll have to be careful he doesn't miss his braking point for turn one. And indeed misses the apex, and that is not a nice thing to have. That whatever it is, it seems to have covered the camera lens as well. So I'm guessing it's oil of some description.
Yeah, Tommy's missing all the apexes here. Just can't see at all where he's going.
Now here we presumably waiting for PY James to expire in a cloud of smoke, which is surely inevitable, especially since we're only on lap 6.
You definitely don't want to be right up someone's gearbox when that happens.
No, definitely not.
It's Berwellian.
Running in 14th, who has found these cars a little bit challenging in pre-season testing. Missed the first race at Algarve, but is running with all four wheels still pointing in the right direction at the moment, fending off Don Matteo, the vastly experienced Don Matteo, in the fire cruiser behind.
Tommy.
As Tommy WTF1 tries to go around the outside of PY James. That's brave, but doesn't succeed. Having a go into the chicane, that's
very brave.
Very brave.
He sticks it out though.
Will he get the power down? He's side by side, and PY James just gets a little out of shape. That might give Tommy WT1 the place, and he gets past.
Very brave.
Very impressive move.
PY James is certainly not giving up though.
He doesn't seem to be lacking in engine power, even despite the smoke coming from his rear end.
Tommy's got a bit scribbly out of that corner, so PY James can be right in his gearbox going into turn 1.
Getting a slipstream down the main straight. I don't think Zer can do without having a look around the inside, and has a go, locks up, and
just makes it
stick. Yes. Textbook really, after being mugged but round the back of the circuit.
That was quite a good battle we had there between those two. Looking forward to the rest of this.
It certainly was. And that was Burwellian running wide at one of the corners and allowing John Matteo past. Dan Thorne running in 9th place. He had issues in opening laps. He was down towards the back, but he's recovered back into the points, and he is chasing someone. I can't quite identify who that is. Is it Mr. Flobador? They're two running together.
I think
at
it is.
point.
It's a yellow flag out for...
And who's that? Someone's in the barrier.
Oh, it's Flavoury.
That's Flavoury Rug. Steering into the wall. That's unusual. As he had some kind of steering failure.
Gonna see what happened here. Just round the... Yeah, it looks like it just broke on him.
Apparently so. That's very unfortunate for him. That'll move everybody up a place, but he'll not be pleased that the first race he's competed in this season has ended like that and so quickly.
No.
Not even to half distance.
Definitely not what he wanted.
Definitely not. And here's Jay Coops. Ollie K has built quite a gap in the first 7.5 laps. Jay Coops is several seconds back by the looks of it. Neji OK even further back in 3rd place. The front end of the field is starting to spread out a little bit. Although Bai Jr. looks like he's reeling AJ OK in.
Yeah, a combination of all the incidents, I think, leading everyone to be so spread out so early on.
Yes, most of these cars were battling somebody, and in each of these battles somebody has fallen off the road or encountered some other trouble. And Bai Jr. getting well out of shape.
Massive counter steering for that corner.
That's it. It was a nice save, and AJOK just locking up ahead. And Bai Jr. will certainly smell a potential podium here. I don't believe he's been on the podium since last season when he won at Macau.
No, so it's going to be... Yes, he's still got quite a way to catch AJOK there.
And we're around half distance, so he'll certainly find... What's that? That lot of smoke at the back, or is that just PY James?
It looks like it, yes.
Oh my goodness, that's an awful lot of smoke. It is... I'm not sure how that car's still running with that amount of smoke coming out the back of it.
Whatever fluid he's leaking, it's a wonder he has any of it left.
And Tommy WTF1 has disappeared as well. He was right with PY James at one point. And oh dear, that's... Is that Burwellian? It is, with the blue noseband.
Just lost it somewhere completely. And
where is that? Is that towards the chicane? Or is that in the back straight? No, it's not. It's cornersman right. We're about to see. Oh my goodness, nearly took out our leader.
Oh dear.
And free wheels on his wagon. And I presume he's trying to get back to the pits to retire.
Yeah.
As he goes across the chicane to let AJOK and Bai Jr. through.
He might as well just beach it, otherwise he's going to be quite a hazard through all these corners.
Yes, I can't imagine these cars are particularly easy to control on free wheels, and there's the proof, as you say he's deliberately wide. Like you say, you find the nearest marshal's post and just park it, because he's not going to get to the end like that.
No, he's still got quite a way up. He's almost managed it. And Sparks.
Pit lane's that way.
Oh!
Why is he doing that? That seems a bit pointless.
That is strange. Can he simply just not turn in enough, or...?
Possibly. But you get plenty of warning, and oh dear, it's
really
becoming a hazard for everybody.
I think some
Just park it there.
Yes.
Please, just park. Oh no, he's not continuing, is he?
Somebody black flag that man.
Definitely. Definitely a black and orange flag, although I hope he can notice that he's only got 3 wheels.
I think that he might be aware of that. He's not giving up, is he?
He is not, but he must be some distance behind Don Matteo, who is his nearest rival on the track.
Yeah.
And almost beaching himself on the outside of the track where as his teammate goes past to put a lap on him.
I don't see why he's doing this. It's not going to get fixed. He's too far behind in any case.
No, he'll be feeling the wrath of the stewards afterwards, because they will not be appreciating this, especially if he continues on and takes somebody out. They will not appreciate that.
Definitely not.
As Bai Junior, is he starting to catch IGOK? It's very slow progress, if there's any at all.
Yeah, he seems a tiny bit closer, but even with 7 laps to go, I don't see how he's going to do it at this pace.
Unless AGOK makes a mistake, which is always a possibility in these cars. Drifting through turn 1. Seems to be quick though, he's definitely
always made up a lot of place, yeah.
That's
AGOK very slow through the first corner for some reason.
That 4-wheel drift. Inelegant but effective, seemingly. The AGOK running wide, completely missing the apex, and that puts Bai Junior right in his tail.
I take it all back, he's going to do it, isn't he?
He certainly is. A couple of small mistakes is all it took. And he'll have just having a little look, letting AGOK know he's there. Not really close enough to make a mistake at that point. As he keeps his pace up, he will certainly be odds on for the final podium position, as Berwellian finally makes it round to the pits at the second time of asking. And
let's see if he can actually get into the pit box this time.
And I think he's missed his pit box.
Oh
he's
no!
To reverse. It's a comedy of errors. Oh, nearly
very
touched.
Close. Very close.
Stamped on the brakes and got out of shape, but didn't spin, and that gives AGOK a little bit of breathing space towards turn 1 as PY James continues
with his own red arrows display.
Yes.
It really is remarkable how he's keeping going.
And at remarkable pace as well. He's caught the
He's
two.
even caught these 2, yeah.
So presumably whatever problem there is, it's being managed, and it's not costing much pace as Tommy attempts a move at Mr. Flobberdob and seemingly makes it stick.
That was a very nice outbreaking manoeuvre there, but Flobberdob just has a little look to see if he can force
He's not giving up on it, but it's a brave move in there and nearly makes it work. Nearly touched wheels, which would not have been ideal.
No, Tommy, luckily just seeing him there and realising not to turn in on him.
And that's Bai Junior on AGOK. AGOK forced out wide, it's the end of the back straight.
Is he going to have a cut back under?
Fighting Bai Junior missed the apex, and those two fighting has allowed PY James to catch right up to them. As they go through the chicane, they're nose to tail.
AGOK trying to
and
get a better exit.
Gets out of shape, and PY James gets completely and utterly out of shape.
Adding even more white smoke to the back.
What on
it's been a collision.
Yeah, it must be. I'm guessing AGOK is spun by Junior somewhere as PY James spins for the second time in 3 corners.
Nobody wants this third place.
Apparently not.
It's like, you have it. No, I'll spin back and let you have it instead.
And that puts PY James into the clutches of Tommy and his teammates, who are going every which way to avoid the smoke screen coming out of PY James's car.
Unbelievable stuff.
It really is. I wonder if PY James is getting a little bit of oil in his tyres from that smoke, which has caused these spins.
Yeah, it certainly would explain his haphazard cornering.
So, and
speaking of which, there's Don
John,
Mateo,
who had a bit of a talk. This is a replay of what happened to. So Baiju gets out of shape coming out the chicane, you saw that, and he just nudges him. And that was enough to completely destabilise the Junior Motorsports car. Spun around and HOK honourably waits.
when it came up to the lap race pro, I think.
I believe so. Race pro after a few trips into the gravel.
It's been a dream race for Ollie K. He's just put in all the fast laps and everyone else has been spinning round and hitting each other.
Lights to flag. Him and Jay Coops behind, who's out of shot, so Ollie K is a fair lead by this point. It's a good race for the Junior Motorsports team. They're currently running first and third, although that third place is under attack from AGOK. This battle continues on. By Junior, I would have expected him to have pulled away by this point, but apparently not. AGOK is still managing to cling on, using that extra wing through the corners. But you can see, even with the slipstream, By Junior just about pulls away down the straight. Two completely different setup philosophies.
Yeah, if AJK can just stick here, you never know, he might have another opportunity to get by.
And
as he has now.
Making the move, it's a tough place to get past, and By Junior is able to take the racing line round the outside, but he's got well out of shape there, as has AJK. They've both missed the apex.
This one's probably going to go to right down to the flag, you'd feel.
You believe so, yes. And that's a lunge and a half.
Oh!
And, well, it worked. AGOK lunges past By Junior, locking the wheel.
Cheeky lunge and a cheeky little kiss on the sidewall.
Definitely. By Junior fights back and just gets a little bit out of shape under braking, and that will give AGOK the tiniest bit of breathing space. As meanwhile behind, Tommy and Mr. Flobdob continue to battle over what I believe is 7th place. Now the graphic's gone. By Junior will fancy his chances with what we believe is superior straight line speed. But that advantage is minimised because of the fast final corner, which hinders anyone in the slipstream. But you can see the amount he's pulling up.
Is that braking down the inside?
And makes it stick, but AGOK won't give it back. We've seen how good he is for these corners before. And round the out. Oh, they bump wheels, and By Junior goes into a half spin, recovers. That looked like a racing incident. Certainly AGOK agrees, because he's continued on his way.
This is really impressive by AJK. Obviously the motivation of a podium is enough to suddenly find all this extra speed.
Apparently so. Well, AGOK, this would be his first podium of the season, and By Junior as well. AGOK, who won 2 races last season, will be hoping for similar success this season.
Slobodov's still on the back of Tommy there.
He seems to have fallen back just a little bit. But Tommy needs to make sure he doesn't make any mistakes as they continue in the smoke screen. And look at what it's done to Mr. Flobodov's camera, and do you think that'll be all over his visor? And they do have tear-off strips, but after spending this long behind P.Y. James in his smoking car, it's not an ideal position to be in. As Don Mateo pits, or has he lost his front wing? I think he's lost his front wing.
Oh yes, he has.
So presumably he's hit a wall somewhere. Oh, way too fast, and my goodness, he's lucky he's only lost his front wing in there.
Yes. Just got way too deep into that corner.
Well, it was almost like he forgot which corner he was at.
He's expecting a completely different corner to one where he was.
Seems so. Meanwhile, battle resumed for 3rd place. you'd almost forget there's people ahead of this, but they've driven races on their own, leaving those behind to fight it out. And PY James is caught up with this as well.
Almost side by side through these sections, which I wouldn't have thought possible before, but they're that determined.
Oh, just got onto the curb and onto the grass, and that gifts PY James 4th place and the chance to have a run at HOK, but HOK looks safe on this time as they go into the final lap, onto lap 17.
Yeah, he's just got to have an error-free lap and hold on to that podium place.
Definitely, as they both take a fairly tight line.
It's not going to be easy.
It will not be. Well, overtaking is hard on this track at the best of times. And never mind when you've seemingly got some kind of problem, but it doesn't seem to be affecting his performance too much, or if at all.
No, almost as if it's giving him a boost.
Almost. We'll have a run into... This is really the only realistic overtaking spot on the track. He's just ducked out and spins.
Oh.
And that virtually confirms the podium for AGOK as Bai Jr. reclaims 4th place and Mr. Flovdov takes 5th, and he'll be under pressure because Tommy will take 6th as well. And while all that's been going on, Ollie K has taken a lights to flag victory, well clear of Jay Coops in 2nd, who in turn is well clear of AGOK in 3rd. An almost boring race at the front, just like they would have wanted.
Certainly enough excitement behind them.
It certainly was.
It's not over yet. Flopop's right behind Tommy here.
Is
oh no, it's
PY
James
right behind Tommy. Yeah. Flopdog's got ahead somewhere.
That's right, with PY James's trip to the boss. And he's on the inside of the Parabolica.
Inside. Oh, that's a brave move there, but he seemingly makes it stick, and it's now a sprint to the flag, but
It's going to be close. PY James.
I think Tom might just have it. How close was that? I don't know how to call that. From that angle it's hard to say, but I think Tommy may just have claimed the place. As behind the replay of Don Matteo, that's another trip into the wall, and that one looked a little bit more serious.
Let's hope he's got going again.
But he's done what Burwelli's done, but hopefully doesn't drag it around.
In his case though, he's got to get it back to the pit so it can be fixed in time for race 2.
Well, yes, and a race winner, Ollie K, after 26.5 minutes. Utterly dominant. 11 seconds ahead of Jay Coops, who in turn was 36 seconds ahead of AGOK. The two in front,
completely untroubled by the others.
Croffey and Lynn finish out the points, nearly a minute and a half behind. PY James brings it home 6th. Race Pro UK is the first of the independents in 11th, ahead of Danger Dave, and they're the only 2 independent cars in the race. And here's a brief look at the highlights, and there was plenty of close racing there throughout the field.
The first 2 laps were absolutely full of action.
And plenty of incidents as well, several people getting caught out by the twists and turns of this Estoril circuit, as we are seeing there, and plenty of people getting just a little too close for comfort as well.
Plenty of...
And PY James somehow getting to the end on surely can't be more than 5 cylinders. And among the few cars, and to go into the wall, and Burwellian with his ill-faced attempt, and that battle.
This great battle we had here for 3rd place.
Yes, that was a terrific battle, terrific racing from AGOK by Junior and PY James, who was there for bits and pieces of it. Got quite close at times, and AJOK held on for his first podium of the season.
Yeah, it's probably my two drivers of the race there, AJOK and PY James.
Yes, both driving good aggressive races. Of course
not.
Can't deny the good job that the top two did to win in such dominant fashion. That's been round one of today. Round 3 overall. We thank you for coming along. You can find out more at reallynorthracing.co.uk, and we will be back for the next round.
See you then.